All right, friends, welcome to officially the 60 days off the scroll challenge. So, you might have seen this through social media or Facebook, and you're like, okay, I'm in. I want to know how. I want to know why. I want to change my life. I want to change my habits because I know that the Lord is calling me to this new place, this new season. He's calling me into Him. He's calling me out to serve others, and I need some help. And so I want to first welcome you to the challenge, the 60 days off the scroll. And this video, the purpose of this video and the next videos to follow, is to just help you to give you a strong why of why you're doing this, to encourage you, to support you, to give you some accountability. And with that comes a beautiful guide. And so if you haven't already, I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and click the link below this video and download the 60 days off the scroll guide. And this is going to be kind of your manual over the next 60 days to give you some insight on the what, the why, the how, some things that you can replace your scroll with, some holy habits and some healthy habits you can replace your scroll with so that you can become the person that God is calling you to be. The title behind this training and the next videos to follow is simply Change Your Habits, Change Your Life. And we're going to do that by replacing our doom scrolling with habits that are going to prepare us for the big call on our life. So before you continue this video, go ahead and click the link below to grab the guide. This will be sent straight to your inbox. If you don't get it immediately, don't panic. Check your spam folder. Sometimes these workbooks go straight to spam because your email provider doesn't like them. So give it a few minutes to get to your inbox and then also check your spam. Okay, first, who in the heck is this for? Who is the 60 days off the scroll challenge for? Honestly, it's for me. It is for me because I have a small addiction to my phone. Anytime that I'm bored, anytime that I'm doing hard things, anytime that it's quiet, I grab my phone and I start the doom scroll. So this challenge really was something that I was convicted over. To be honest with you, I was on a prayer walk and I didn't have my phone with me. It was just me and the Lord, and I was just praying. And we had just launched the Well Done Women membership community. And essentially, this is a community where we help Christian women build and launch their businesses and their ministries, and we help them do what they're called to do. We give them resources and education and coaching and community, and we have workshops, and it's awesome. And so I had been leading these 75 women in business education and leadership education, and I felt the Lord speak to me on a prayer walk, and He said, "Okay, Brittany, you and your women, your goal is a well done from me." To multiply the strengths and the gifts and the talents to start these businesses and build these ministries. And that's great. But how are you doing with the resource of the time that I've given you? Are you multiplying the time that I've given you? Have you been a good steward of the time, of your body, of your mind, of your soul? And it was just a real whoosh moment from the Holy Spirit. And essentially, I came to my community and I was like, listen, this is what the Lord just spoke to me. And I feel like He's challenging me to stop scrolling and wasting time watching funny reels. And all those are, funny things. But at the end of the day, I have a huge call in my life. He has put a huge vision in my heart for Well Done Women and where this is going and where this is leading. Am I being a good steward? Am I being a faithful steward with the time that He has given me and the resources that I already have for the huge call that I see on Well Done Women? So this is for me. And I'm inviting the Well Done Women community to do it along with me. So the majority of them are doing this with me because, again, they have a huge call in your life. But I know you, even though you're not in the membership, I know you have a huge call in your life. I truly, truly believe that the Lord is raising up an army of women to pioneer, to start new things that have never been done before, to go to places that have never been reached, to share their unique testimony and story, and the things that they're passionate about to serve the people that he loves. I'm offering this outside of the community, outside of the membership to you so that you can be prepared, you can be equipped. So this challenge is for me, but it's also for you. It's for those who have a big call in their lives and know it's going to require a new and better version of yourself. So, are you with me? Are you ready? Let me just tell you really quickly what the 60 days off the scroll looks like. Number one, I'll go ahead and tell you, it is not a fast. It's not a social media fast. I am not deleting my Instagram apps, not deleting my Facebook apps. I'm not deleting it. It's not a fast for me. And so I'm not pushing that on you. But if the Holy Spirit is speaking to you and he's like, hey, it's just time to get off. 60 days. No one is going to miss you. I promise for 60 days. I did this last summer. I took the summer off of social media. Nobody missed me. My business didn't skip a beat. And so I just wanted to let you know that it's not a social media fast unless the Holy Spirit is like, get off. All right. But it's more about changing your mindset and adding in healthy, holy habits in replace of the doom scroll. Okay. So we are replacing the, picking up our phone and just scrolling, watching other people's lives, getting discouraged and all things, replacing that with habits that will prepare us and equip us to become the people that God needs us to be to fulfill the purpose on our life. So that's what it looks like. It is replacing a scroll. It's not a social media fast unless the Holy Spirit tells you to. And then the second question is, when do I start? Well, when you're watching this video is when I want you to start. So essentially, you're going to take 60 days, which is 2 months. Okay, 8 weeks, 60 days, where you are going to dedicate intentional time to focus on getting off of the scroll and implementing new, healthy, holy habits. Now, the Well Done Women members are starting June 1st through July 31st. So the summertime, the months of June and July. And there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, I've noticed as a entrepreneur, business owner, ministry leader, June and July are months that are not good to launch a business, to market anything new, to sell. So it's a really, really good time because people are busy. People are out going on the beach and living their life. So it's a really good time to focus inwardly on who we are and what we're called to do, and to really kind of change some things about our leadership, our mindset, because it's not a good time to sell. It's not a good time to start ministries and businesses. And so that's essentially why this is a really good time for us and as the Well Done community. But for you, whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this in December, if you're watching this 10 years from now, start now. Okay. The Holy Spirit is calling you in because he has a huge call in your life and he needs to prepare and equip you for it. He needs you to become a newer and better version of yourself so that you can be bold and confident in stepping forward into the season and the mission field that he's calling you to. So start now, start today, mark off the next 8 weeks. All right. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we taking 60 days? Why are we taking 8 weeks of our year to focus on establishing new holy habits? I'll tell you why. Because the potential of your business, the potential of your ministry, the potential of your leadership, the potential of your life is dependent upon the quality of your habits. That's something, if you're somebody who likes to take notes, this is the time to do it. The potential of your business, the potential of your ministry, the potential of your life is dependent upon the quality of your habits. If you notice in seasons of your life where the quality of your habits were not as healthy, you can probably agree that your business was not as successful. You weren't as confident to show up in your life and in your ministry because the quality of your habits were not healthy. And then you can also think of seasons in your life where you were feeling like you were crushing it. You were reading books. You were eating right. You were in your prayer closet. You were on your hands and knees seeking the Lord. You were in the Word. And you noticed there was a boldness to you, a confidence in you, an energy in you that helped you succeed in the task and the assignment that God had given you. The potential of your life is dependent upon the quality of your habits. And here's just the God's honest truth. Satan's favorite tool to use is the scroll. It's so easy for him. The scroll is his favorite tool to use because he knows he cannot destroy you. He knows that he cannot get you away from taking steps forward in what you're called to do. And the proof of that is that you're here, you're watching this video, you're saying yes to this challenge. And so that, that's evidence of that. So he knows he can't completely destroy you, but he can delay what you're called to do. He can delay the call in your life and the purpose that God has for you by wasting time on social media. He can distract you from hearing his voice, from hearing from the Holy Spirit, from getting those downloads and revelations from him. He can distract you by being on this thing, on this iPhone here, and looking at, funny cat videos or whatever is new and trending on TikTok and Reels, right? He can distract you, and he can also discourage you from taking those steps forward and doing what you're called to do and pioneering new things. He can discourage you because you are on here and you're looking at leaders and powerhouse preachers and businesses that are going seven figures and doing all these things, and he can discourage you and make you believe that you are not capable and you are not called and you are not created and chosen to do this thing that you're called to do. But listen, the only difference between you and the people that you look up to is that they have established consistent habits, holy habits in their life. And, if we're going to back to the well done women verse, Matthew 25:21, where, the master comes back to his servants and he's like, what have you done with what I have given you? And the one who multiplied, the master said, well done, good and faithful servant. You are faithful over little. If we cannot be faithful over the time that we have, he's not going to put us over much. That's the next verse. He says, you are faithful over little, I will put you over much. And, this is something that I preach and teach into my business owners and ministry leaders as we are building our brands and growing our audiences and building our products and marketing and all the things that, we have to do in order to do this thing. But again, the conviction when I was on my prayer walk was he said, Brittany, like, are you going to be faithful with the little time that I've given you? And that again is the thing that the enemy is trying to steal from us. He wants to distract us, he wants to discourage us, and he wants to steal and delay our call. And it starts with the scroll. So again, your ministry is dependent upon the quality of your habits. The enemy is using the scroll to distract you, to discourage you, and to delay your purpose and what it is that you're called to do. All right. And here is another truth bomb for you if you're taking notes. The reason why we're focusing on habits is because you are what you repeatedly do. You are what you repeatedly do. Your habits define your priorities. That is the truth. Your habits define your priorities. I think a lot of us are like, Brittany, God is my number one priority. Well, do your habits reflect that? I am a Bible-led leader. I'm a spirit-filled leader. Do your habits reflect that? How you spend your time, does it reflect that? And then another truth is that our habits create who we are. Our habits create who we are, good or bad. And so we have to be reminded that, our who God is calling us to be is not going to just happen. Who God is calling us to be is going to happen by consistency over time. And so if God is calling you to be an online educator, but you are not spending any time in education, it's not going to happen. If God is calling you to be a ministry leader or to pioneer a new ministry at your church or online, but you're not in the word every single day getting the equipping and it's not a habit for you, you're not going to become that person, right? So our habits define our priorities. Our habits create who we are because we are what we repeatedly do. And with that said, your habits shape your identity. Again, your habits, good or bad, shape the way you think about yourself. So think about it this way. Do you remember whenever your habits were not that great? You might have been uh, sloppy. Let's just think about way back in a season of your life where you weren't eating right, you weren't exercising, you weren't in the word, you weren't praying, you weren't reading. How did you view yourself? Probably not that high, right? You probably didn't think of yourself as God sees you, as your potential, as who he created you to be. But think about when you were uh doing hard things and working out and drinking your water and in the word every day and in your prayer closet and surrounding yourself with the right people and making your bed in the morning and remember that season of your life, you could have accomplished anything. And it all comes down to the fact that your habits shape the way you think about yourself. They shape your identity. And because listen, 99% of what you're called to do will come from the courage and the confidence that you have within you. I sit with these women all the time, and they are filled with skill. They are filled with giftings. They are filled with wisdom, but they are not stepping boldly forward into what they're called to do because they don't have the confidence in themselves. They don't view themselves as the way God sees them and as the way others see them. Your habits shape the way you view yourself. And whenever you view yourself the way that God views yourself and you take action on the things that he's calling you to, like putting your phone down and getting away from the scroll and getting into the word or exercising or going on prayer walks or reading books, whatever that is, then you have the confidence within you to show up and serve the people God is calling you to. And when you know who you are, you know what to do. When you know who you are and you are confident in that, you know what to do. You know what to say because you have put in the reps. You have put in the time. You are now a healthier, holier version of yourself because you know who you are. You now know what to do. And then another truth that I want you to understand is your habits will attract and repel. Your habits will attract and repel. Okay. If you're in the Well Done community or if you've taken any of my business courses, we talk about branding. The point of branding is attracting the people that God is calling you to serve and repelling everybody else. Your habits are going to do the same thing because perception, the way that people perceive you, is very powerful when building a business and a ministry. The way that people see you and that becomes, the habits that you have can make or break whether or not that person that you're trying to reach is going to listen to you. The people who want to follow you need to see you as someone they can trust to lead them. And so we don't want our sloppy lifestyle and our lack of holy, healthy habits to prevent our ministry and to prevent what we're trying to accomplish here on this earth. Listen, the people who want to follow you will most likely share or desire the same lifestyle you have. So we need to be aware that our habits are not just about us, they're not just for us. They are inevitably to lead other people, to get our message that God has put in our heart across to other people. And so If you're like me and it's hard to do something for yourself, establish these holy, healthy habits in order to lead others, in order for the people that God is calling you to listen to the message that you have, to trust the products that you're selling. Okay? Perception is powerful, and people who want to follow you will most likely want to share or desire the same lifestyle that you lead. So remember that your habits will attract the right people to you and repel the people who were not meant for you. And so the purpose of this video, again, was to help you, understand why we're doing the 60 days off the scroll. And the first thing in your scroll guide, your 60 days off the scroll guide, the first thing that I want you to do and apply is to really, really understand your why. If you have taken any business course or any leadership course, your why is super, super important. Why? Because your why motivates your actions. Your why, when you have a strong enough reason and a strong enough why and a strong enough conviction to do something that you want to do, when you have a strong enough why, it will motivate your behavior, your actions. It will help you get out of bed. It will help you pick up that book. It will help you say no to the cookies. Okay. And so the vision that God has given you, it might be to pioneer this new thing that has never been done before. It might be to start a women's conference or start a Bible study in your home or build this business that He has placed in your heart and mind for years that you've just put off for so long. That vision has not been enough motivation to take action. But that vision that He's given you, plus your internal why, your internal desire, your internal convictions, those two together are going to help you take action and be motivated to not snooze your alarm, to be motivated to not Netflix binge at night and instead pick up that book that you've been wanting to read because you know it's going to change your mindset and your life. Right? So, right now, your homework for this week is to ask yourself, what version is God calling me to be? What version of myself is God calling me to be? Why is this important for me? Why did I click on this video? Why did I download this guide? It wasn't on accident. All right. It wasn't random. It's because the Holy Spirit has probably been convicting you and inviting you to take the next steps to become this version, this person that He has called and chosen and created for something bigger than you. And it starts with your habits. It starts with changing small, tiny habits over time. Know that this is the equipping. He's called you. Now He's going to equip you by changing your habits, but you need to have a strong why. So your homework this week is knowing your why. So if you haven't already, click the link below this video and download the 60 days off the scroll guide. It'll be sent to your inbox. You can download it and print out this page, the why page, put it right here. You could also journal about this. The important thing is that you know why you are doing this. Post it somewhere, write it on a sticky note, put it on your mirror so that you can be constantly reminded. This is step one, week one, step one. Know your why, because your vision that God has given you for your life and the why that He's placed in your spirit is going to motivate the actions of you saying yes to this 60-day challenge. I'm really excited for you to start this with us. If you are not plugged into any kind of community and you're seeing this on YouTube, I want to invite you to also join us in our free Facebook group. It is for Christian women in business and ministry. It's education, it's collaboration, and you can get plugged in there and get some accountability, share your journey. If you're not already, join or follow me on Instagram at Well Done Women and Brittany C. Bruce. I'm Brittany Bruce. Hello. But you can also follow the Well Done Women account, tag us so we can share your journey. And I'm praying for you. And I'm excited for you. This is part one. This is video one. But over the next few weeks, I'm going to continue to encourage you, to give you some advice, some pro tips, some more leadership training so that you can be successful in the next 60 days. So I love you. I'm praying for you, and I'm with you over the next 60 days. And so get plugged into the Facebook group, download the guide, and I'll see you in the next video.